History says this could be your last chance before the next major move of Bitcoin. Daily or week-to-week, Bitcoin's, crypto, BTC, price swings can seem random and irregular. But when you enlarge and examine its performance over several months and years, volatility reduces and certain clear trends show up. This video is not a recommendation to try to time the market, a notoriously challenging and usually useless effort. Instead, it's about locating worthwhile background that can guide investors toward better, more educated judgments. Although only time will tell whether historical trends hold true, recent occurrences imply that the present Bitcoin bull market is developing in a way like to past ones, and that this could be your last opportunity to purchase the coin before its next significant movement. Recent pricing behavior, not unfamiliar at all to put it mildly. The price movement of Bitcoin recently has been a roller coaster. Once rising to an all-time high in March earlier this year, Bitcoin has struggled to retain any actual momentum subsequently. It has seen two notable corrections of around 15% each in the span. At one point it even dropped to $53,000. This wave of volatility has been nerve-wracking for many investors, casting doubt on whether Bitcoin's finest days lie behind it. Looking back on Bitcoin's past, though, these kinds of market movements are not unusual but rather expected. Bitcoin's cyclical aspect has always been evident. Periods of fast price increase followed by corrections and consolidations define it. Strong recoveries following these downturns sometimes bring new all-time highs. Put another way, before a halved, Bitcoin has never reached a fresh all-time high. Stated differently, Bitcoin exceeded expectations and some kind of consolidation was probably due. Furthermore, historically poor is Bitcoin's typical performance in the warmer months. But history shows that Bitcoin heats up as temperatures start to drop. Traditionally, in the last months of the year, Bitcoin has seen notable increases. October's average growth is 26%, November's is a remarkable 36%, December's is another 11%. Long-term value proposition of Bitcoin. Although it's interesting to guess on how Bitcoin will conclude the year, long-term investors should pay more attention on the whole picture. The real worth of Bitcoin is in its long-term potential for appreciation, not in transient price swings. Bitcoin's deflationary character distinguishes it in a world when governments are progressively turning to monetary expansion to address economic problems. Operating on a distributed network with a fixed quantity of 21 million coins, Bitcoin differs from fiat currencies in that they are vulnerable to inflation and central bank actions. The appeal of Bitcoin will probably keep rising as more investors realize its monetary policy is free from central authority intervention, therefore driving more demand for its finite supply. This dynamic allows Bitcoin to profit from a self-reinforcing cycle, in which higher prices draw more capital, hence increasing its value over the long run, a phenomena that has some analysts predicting that one day Bitcoin would reach more than $1 million. The overall picture. The historical trends point to Bitcoin may be about to undergo another major shift as we enter the last months of the year. Long-term investors should not, however, pay much attention to whether or not this surge comes to pass. The overall picture is that, given the current economic situation, Bitcoin's status as a distributed, deflationary asset is more important than ever. Its foundations remain robust. Now might be the moment for investors thinking about including Bitcoin to their portfolios to act. History points to the present time of consolidation as your last opportunity before Bitcoin moves much upward. More importantly, though, it reminds us that Bitcoin's actual worth resides in its capacity for long-term appreciation, motivated by its special qualities and increasing acceptance of its function in the world financial system. Bitcoin is still a fascinating investment choice whether your goals are long-term store of value or profit from a possible year-end surge.